What the hell? Alright, we should be live now. Test it. Well, I had a bit of a false start, but welcome to Sunday's live stream, where I'm going to demonstrate how to play around with the sticker system in SoulCalibur 6. Putting it in hard-to-reach spaces, having to deal with the opacity issues that I don't recall existed in SoulCalibur 5, but just trying to get a lot of use out of the system. So I want to demonstrate first the hard-to-reach spots. Like, let's say if you want to sticker the leather gloves with stickers to put something on the back of them. So we'll open up Organ here. Alright. So as you can tell, she's got the very basic leather gloves. And an issue with these stickers is just trying to find where they go. Now when you put stickers in, you have two options. You got rotation and projection. Where is it? There we go. 52. Now projection works like, let's say you were shining a flashlight onto an object. You're projecting the sticker onto the particular surface. So with vertical and horizontal, you can move the sticker up or down, left or right, as if it's two-dimensional. But with vertical angle and horizontal angle, you can move it up and around as if it were three-dimensional. Imagine, say, the Earth orbiting around the Sun. So here's the issue. I've already put the sticker on the glove. Where is it? Well, if you hold down the left stick, you get an indication of how the sticker is projecting, which right now would be at her forearm and bicep, not the back of her hand. So this is where you have to start playing around with the angles and positions. So let's move the vertical angle up. Still can't find it. Well, let's go with horizontal movement too. So, well, if you check the projection light, it's now should be now shining down onto her arm, but still too far away. So this is where horizontal movement comes in. Ah, we got something. There it is. Oh, it's a little bit on the big side, so I'll shrink it down. Right. And there's the sticker. Oh, it's still a little awkward, so I'm going to move it. I'm going to angle it a bit. Oh, thank you, Tony. Welcome. Unfortunately, as you can tell, I'm not operating on a script here. But so here's a sticker on the back of her glove, and let's change some colors around. So for the first, I'll go with 1879. For the second, I'll go with 300 to try match the color of the glove, and then go with another 18/7. Alright. So if you want to ever decorate the back of the glove with a sticker, I'll definitely suggest using the projection method and holding down the left stick to project the light onto the surface to get an idea of where you need to go. So let us do the same with the right glove. So we'll go with another 52, set to projection. Set location to the right arm. And again, right now it's shining directly in front of, well, directly at her body, at the left arm and the bicep. So again, you move vertical angle to +50, and this causes the sticker to shine directly down on her, because rotating upward towards the top of her body. But it's still not in the right spot. Yeah, a butterfly sticker is cute. I think she's a bit too much of a bad girl for that, though. So this time, let's move the horizontal to the left, negative value, and you can see the light is starting to shine more closer to her hand, and it's starting to pop up. Again, I'll shrink it down to 0 so it fits better. Yeah, there we go. And once again, I need to change the angle around. Oh, that doesn't look right, does it? Let's flip it around. There we go. Who's my main? I mean, I've never really had a main just because I like playing as a lot of different characters. And that's because I just enjoy dressing them up. Like, if I couldn't dress up Cassandra or Talim, I might not have even bothered with them. I suppose we're going with rank. It's currently ID, but I'm a little out of practice with her. And I have been getting much better with Amy and Talim and Tira and as well. Alright. And there we go. So now Morgan has some decorated gloves with her family crest, the griffin. But there are even more hard to reach spots in this game, notably the scarf. Now here we have Talim dressed up as Miss Marvel. And I've noticed that in some artwork, Kamala would have a little star design at the end of her scarf. And I always wondered, was that possible? And it is. And it's a pain in the butt. So, we'll move down to the next section. And the best one I found to work was the Motif 11 star. Again, we'll utilize projection. And so by default it's shining directly at her, but we cannot see it at all. So first, let's shrink it down a little bit. That'll make it easier to, well, technically makes it harder to see, but it'll easier to fit. Alright. I'll already set the colors just because I'm reading off a formula here. Kind of cheating. $11, $11, $9. Ooh. There we go. Now again, let's work on this projection. So first, we'll use horizontal angle to move the light behind her. So now, the sticker would be projecting onto her back, but we still can't see it. So again, let us work with the vertical angle. We'll move it upward a bit. Oh, something's starting to show up, isn't it? So now it's shining directly down on her. See, here's the funny thing about the scarf. If all you did was just shine it directly behind her and then say you move vertically, let's move it horizontal a bit. Yeah, it's still not even showing up actually. Yeah, see, trying to put something on the end of the scarf did require a lot of experimentation. So let's move the angle a bit again. Well, now we got the star back, but it's still not where I would like it to be, so I'll move it down. And let's move it over to towards the right. And there's at least a partial star. And I don't need the whole thing to show up for this. Well, I will angle this a little bit. Try to even that out. Yeah, forgot about that. Now, her star design was actually a bit more of an outline. So let's put something to overlap it. So I'll set the color to 219 to try to blend in with the red of the star. Again, I'll shrink it down to size 7. Position it behind her. Move the angle upward to 25. And again, we still can't really see this, can we? So, well, to be fair, it is blended in, isn't it? Move it over. So move vertically -11, move horizontal 2. We'll flip the vertical. We'll angle this to 2. And there's a little star outline. Oh yeah, I play Siegfried not as often as I used to, but I do have a custom of the style. I typically have a custom lizard name with Wikipedia called Lizard Gent, but I very rarely use it because there's not a lot of creation options for lizard folk. So I kind of have to update him, but he's got a top hat and all. Now, that's one end of one part of the scarf. How about the second half? So we'll go back to the 11 star, projection, set the color to 11.9. We will shrink the size down to 6. We'll set horizontal angle to -50, or excuse me, -44. I suppose because it's not fully behind her. We will move the vertical angle up to 25 again. Ah, and there it is. Now let's move it horizontally by 1. We'll move vertically down 8. We'll flip it vertically. And we'll set the angle to 3. And there's a star. And now again we need one more to overlap it. Now this time I am going to set the color to black so it'll be a little bit easier to see. So once more, set the horizontal angle to -44. Move vertically up to 25. Flip the vertical. Let's shrink this down to size 1. We'll set the angle to 3. And let us move this into position. So move vertically -8, down, and we'll move horizontal to 3. Or, no, 1. My mistake. Let's make this a red color again. Yeah, like I said, I don't really play Sophia that much just because I don't really have a very good design for the lizard gent. I suppose I could just make a costume for Sophia herself, but I mean, I'm already playing like half a dozen characters as it is. Alright. Excuse me. So, now we've decorated Miss Marvel's star scarf. I believe it's not really the exact star-shaped design, but it's close enough. Now, of course, an issue with projection is that you'll sometimes project it onto an opposite surface, which can be handy if you want to actually replicate stickers, and I'll go over that later. Of course, there's a bit of a clipping issue with these scarves, but so be it. Actually, speaking of my Siegfried, it seems replication is next on my list. Now here's my custom Den Blüdsoul, dressed as Kamikirimusi from SoulCalibur 4, and Kami's outfit included handprints on her thigh highs. Now you are limited to 4 stickers per section and 8 stickers total, but there are ways to sort of get around this in a sense. So let us look for the handprint sticker, number 36. Once again, projection is our friend. It's 90% of the time it's going to be the one we use for placing the sticker down. So let's go for a dark red color, 019. There it is, shining directly in front of her. Now I'll set the size to, no, 25. We'll set the angle to 8. Let's move vertically up a bit to 11. Move horizontally to -1. And again, this is where the angle options come in. So I'll set horizontal angle to 25. So now the sticker is shining onto the left side of her body and shining through one leg and onto the other. Behold, she now has 2 hand stickers instead of 1. Let's flip that around. Let's go on to the second sticker. Same thing, number 36. We'll go to 019. Set the angle to -10. Move vertically -7, so we're moving down. Move horizontally to -3, a little to the left. And this time we're going around the other side. So we'll set horizontal angle to -25. So now it is shining onto the right side of her body and is reflected onto her left leg. So once more we got 2 sets of hands for the price of 1 sticker. Now I only have 1 slot left for her, so here we'll shrink this down a little bit to 15. We'll set the angle to 9. We'll move vertically down to -25. So way down her leg. We'll move horizontally to 1. Just a little to the right. And we'll bring this onto the left side of her body. So we'll move horizontal angle to 25. And once again, it is shining onto the left side of her body and through onto her right leg. And so while I only used 3 hand stickers, she now has 6 stickers on her in total. So of course this won't perfectly match Kami's design, but it gives the general idea. You can even use this method. Well, let's finish up first. Now you can even use this method to turn the ordinary leather shoes into a pair of sneakers. So first I will begin with motif 31. The zipper. Try to go for something resembling Velcro straps. Yes. So I'll set the color to 31. 3100 for white. I'll set the size to 0 so it'll make this nice and small. Now, as you can tell, again, it's not really showing up because it's shining directly in front of her, not onto the sneaker. So once more, we'll set vertical angle. We'll set it up to 50. That way it's shining directly down on her. And there it is. And as you can tell, it's already replicated this. Now the downside to replication, for example with the scaled armor suit, is that if you try to put something in the center, you'll just create like a mirrored image overlapping itself. I had that issue trying to create a Supergirl with the S design, using like a number 5 and number 2, and it just created this overlapping mess. Now, of course, Velcro doesn't go straight up or down, it goes side to side, so we'll have to set the angle to -25. Well, that's a little too high up, isn't it? So we'll move this down, -13. Now, that still is kind of a mess. So let us move it over to the left. I'll say -7. So now it's just reaching the hem of the shoe. I'm not a shoe expert, but I flipped the wrong one. Flip vertically. But for now, let's go for a second strap. So once more, we'll set the vertical angle to 50, so it's shining directly down on her. We'll drop the size down to 0. We'll move it down to 9. Set the angle to -25. And again, we'll move the sticker a little bit towards the left, at -8. So it's stopping right along the edge there, and the mirrored on the right shoe, right there on the side. So just kind of spilling off within the inside of the shoe. But we can add a bit more decoration to this first. So let's go back to motif 11, the star sticker. And I'll set both colors to white, 3100. I will set the size to 0. I will move it down to -42. Oh, that doesn't look right, does it? So let us move this over to the side. Horizontal angle 25. There it is. So now you've got one star sticker replicated 4 times. However, my experience with sneakers is that you don't usually have a sticker, or you don't usually have any kind of emblem within the inside portion of the sneaker, for lack of a better term. And of course you still have that spillover with the zipper velcros. So because we have one more slot here, let's try and cover some of this up. So let's go with the motif 4 sticker, the rounded square. Now I'll set the color to black. You know what? Actually, let's leave it at default for now. So in this case, we'll increase the size to 50. And let's move this around. So I'll move down -45. Now, as I've mentioned on previous streams, stickers on the left side will overlap stickers on the right side of the selection, of the slot selection. As you can see, it just looks like she got paint on her shoes. So once more, we'll go with the manipulate the vertical angle, let's say -15, and horizontal angle to -10. So now it's much more along the inside portion, but still not quite enough. How about we move the horizontal to 7, or excuse me, -7. And then this is also where angle can come into play. So we've got the angle set to 3. So you remember the edge line where I want to have the Velcro stop? Well, now let's set the sticker's color to black to match the sneakers. And there we go. So we've now covered up the inside portion of the sneakers, so we no longer have the inside stars, only the outside, and the Velcro straps only cover up, well, they only appear where we need it to appear. Yes, I'm so articulate. And now we turn some ordinary leather shoes into a pair of cheap sneakers. I was even able to make use of the replication process with my Jade cosplay for Akamu here. So first let's start with our thigh highs. Now let's go with something a little, not necessarily fancy, but a bit unusual. Motif 33, one of the pocket stickers. One thing you can do when experimenting is take your sticker that you wouldn't otherwise think of using and apply it to an unusual use. Well, now we got a little pocket on her knee, but let's bump up the size. So we'll max this out to 100. And once again, it's starting to project itself onto her other leg. So let's move this around and go to up 15. Nope, my mistake, I read it wrong. Let's move it down to negative 15. And we will again move the horizontal angle to 25. So this is projecting onto your left leg and straight on through to the right leg. Let's go for a more appropriate color scheme though. So I will set the first color to green, 129. Nice dark green. And we'll set the secondary color to black, just straight up 000. So that offers a bit of a decoration. Now let's do the same for the right leg. We'll go back to 33. This time we'll flip the horizontal angle. Oh, excuse me. We'll flip the sticker horizontally so it will line up better with what we're trying to do. So I will max out the size. Reposition it to the right leg. Move the horizontal angle to negative 25. So again, it's projecting onto her right leg and straight through to her left leg. I'll move it vertically down to negative 15 again. And let's fix these colors. So it's 129 and 000. So I've used 2 stickers to create 4 halves on these thigh highs to give it a little bit of extra flavor. And let us do the same for her gloves. Once again, let's stick with motif 33. So let's just fix the colors right off the bat. And while this is positioned onto her left arm, as you can already tell, it's on both gloves equally. So I will set the size to 40 to fill up a little bit more of its space. And at the moment it is shining directly onto her left arm, right from the front. But let's move this around a bit. So I'll set the vertical angle to negative 50. And so the sticker is on the, say, on the floor, shining directly up at her. And you can just barely make it out within the shadows. I'll flip the sticker around for the moment. And let's start repositioning this. So I'll set the horizontal to negative 4. Move horizontally. This moves the sticker upward just a bit. Now let's go for the top portion of the sticker. So as with before. Yeah, that's the idea. I want to dress her up as Jade because she fights with Caleb's staff. She's got black hair, green eyes, brown skin. Just seems an obvious costume choice. So we will set the color to dark green. the secondary color to black. We'll once again bump up the size to 40. And this time, you know what? It appears I've been reading some of these instructions backwards, but I'll make do. So I'll set the vertical angle to plus 50, so that it's shining directly down onto her. And we will move the horizontal. So let's go up 4. Well, there are 2 mistakes I've made so far. Alright. So let's flip the... Regarding the last sticker, I'll set the vertical angle to 50 instead of negative 50. And I forgot to set the angles to negative 25. As with Morgan's gloves, when you put a sticker onto a glove, it's kind of turned around for whatever reason. And let's fix the second sticker. And we'll set this angle to negative 25. Alright, that's a bit more appropriate. So once again, I've used 2 stickers to create 4 halves on each glove. Once again, offering a bit of a extra flavor to the design. And let's try and match the thigh highs a bit more with that top ring portion. So I really get a lot of use out of that zipper sticker as a simple stripe of sorts. Now there's a zipper right there. So let us move it up a bit. So vertical angle plus 50. And then let's move it up towards her arm. And while I say that, moving it up involves manipulating the move horizontally option, not the move vertically. It's a little bit confusing in that respect. So I'll set it to negative 21. And there it is right along the top of the glove. Now it's already replicated itself all around, just wrapping itself around. And it's a little bit thicker on one side than the other. I will admit, I don't know what causes that. Now let's shrink it down first. Well, you still have that wraparound effect, but it's not quite as thick as before. Alright, let's go on to the second zipper to try and even this out a bit. So this time I'll set the location to the right arm. I'll set the vertical angle to negative 50, so it's shining up at her. And once again, we'll move it horizontally, this time to plus 21. There we go. Let's flip the sticker around a bit. And so I used 2 zippers to create 4 halves to try and more or less match the tops of the thigh highs. So when you've got the sticker on the left arm, moving it horizontally to a negative value moves it towards her body. And when it's on the right arm, moving horizontally positive value moves it towards her body. Whereas moving the vertically up or down, we'll just move the sticker around the arm. Now, there is a big issue with this game with regards to sticker opacity. So here's an issue that I don't recall happening in SoulCalibur 5, in that the brighter a sticker's color, the more opaque it becomes. In that any pixel that has a level of alpha transparency, as in it's partially see-through, will just become completely solid. So, let us demonstrate a bit. First, let's change the color of her cape. So I'll just go with a basic gray color, 16. Because we'll be dealing with both black and white. So for this, thank you for stopping by, Gamesplay. We will be looking for the skull sticker, number 83. There it is. Once more, we go with projection. And let us move this over to the back of the cloak. So instead of shining in front of her, it'll be shining behind her. Now, as you can see, it is just a black line art of a skull. Here's the problem, though. As we set it to a lighter color, so far so good, but things start to fill out a bit more. It's becoming much more of a silhouette. It's not quite as clean looking as it was before. The lines are a bit thicker here and there. So, let's manipulate the size. We'll set this to 15. We'll move it up 7. Now, what we can do is make use of this little issue by overlapping these stickers. So let's get another skull. We'll move it behind her. And I'll shrink this down just a bit. So make to 15. I'll move it back upwards to 7. And now you can see kind of the issue is a bit more pronounced. You still have a bit of a black line art, but now you've also got the white filling up a lot of spaces that it really shouldn't be. Now there are some empty spaces that have no color whatsoever. That's clearly not affected. So I will try to fill in the blanks, so to speak. So again, we'll take an unusual route. We'll go to sticker 33. Set the sticker's color to white. We will move the sticker behind her. Now, let's shrink this down just a bit. So we'll set the size to 1. Alright. I'll move it vertically. So we will set to 22. And here's an interesting trick with vertical angle, is that as it shines down on something, you can also kind of stretch out the sticker in some situations. So let's set the vertical angle to -17. So this brings the sticker downward, but it's also starting to stretch it a bit. Oop. There you go, move vertically 22. So there you go, it's starting to fill out just a little bit more. Now the sticker is still partially see-through, so let's go back and change the color of her cloak back to black. And since I'm trying to replicate the logo for Chaos Comics, the original publisher of Lady Death, the inspiration for Quintessa's outfit here, I'm going to add a bit of a starburst design. So this will be Motif 15. The sun logo. So I will set the color to 1519. The secondary color to 319. It doesn't really make it look three-dimensional, but I thought it helped stand out a bit more. Remove the sticker behind her, make it 50 horizontal angle. Let's increase the size to 100. We'll move it upward. So we'll move it to 7 to match the skulls. And there we go. So now we've got this black outlined skull on top of a white skull-shaped silhouette with a pocket sticker to fill in the blanks. That's kind of giving the illusion of having a white skull with a black design. So, by all rights, the white skull, a white skull should look exactly the same as a black skull and not have an opacity issue. But here we go. So yeah, the issue being is that the more opaque it becomes, the more it tends to muffle underlying textures. So for example, actually yes, let's go back to Tira for example. So I was going to say, if you were to put, for example, a white square sticker onto her socks, it's going to muffle that cloth texture. Let's set the color to white. See, already it looks more like somebody just painted onto her sock, like a thick layer of paint that just muffles everything. So even when I try to darken it to match the socks, it just looks kind of like a smudgy mess, doesn't it? It doesn't have the same level of detail as it did before. Let's increase the size. Oh yeah, see that looks kind of very smudgy, doesn't it? So that is an issue you're going to look out for. And that's especially true if you were to change the color of someone's skin. So here is Talim, dressed as Storm from the X-Men. Now, of course, Star's black, so let's darken up Talim's skin a bit. So, once more, we'll be using the Motif 3 square sticker. I'll set the color to 065. Set location to upper body. Max out the size. So 100. And it's already starting to appear on her. Now, if you want to completely cover the skin of a main character, it's actually quite simple. You'll set the vertical angle to this sticker to 50, so it's projecting down onto her. And here it is covering up certain portions of her body. And we will essentially do the opposite for the second sticker. Set location to upper body, set size to 100, and this time set vertical angle to -50. So now it's shining up at her, and that fills in the remaining spots, minus her arms. Now again, with the opacity issue is being that when you apply the sticker to a character's face, it will give it kind of like a clay or plastic-like look. Now, because this is a very dark sticker, the issue isn't quite as noticeable, but I'll get to that later. So let's work on her arms. So I will set this to her left arm. Once more, I will max out the size to 100. And this time we will play with the horizontal angle to 25. So it is shining right onto the left side of her body and filling up quite a bit on both arms. And again, we will do the opposite. So I'll max out the size. Let's change the color. This time set the location to our right arm and move horizontal to -25. There we go. Now, a big reason I set up the stickers like this was so that I was able to completely cover up her head. And if you would actually strip her down, the stickers cover her entire body, minus these border lines, which you can't really do anything about for the most part. So let's move over to Ivy. And again, I'm going to show you an issue that deals with the opacity. So let's say I want to give Ivy green skin for a Poison Ivy costume. So let's try the same method I did before. We'll grab the square. We will max out the size. Set the location to upper body. Set the color to 420. Let's set vertical angle to 50. Now you can already see a bit of an issue here. See, Ivy has makeup built into her. Right around her eyes, some eyeshadow, all that stuff. Lipstick. But when you start moving the sticker to overlap, it completely covers it up. So like her lips are just turned from red to green. The eyeshadow's all gone. And now Ivy just has this kind of plastic look to her face, doesn't she? Well, get the opposite sticker set up. So we'll again max out the size. Set the colors to 420. And set vertical angle to -50. Yes. That doesn't really look like Ivy anymore, does it? It's more like an Ivy mannequin. So, what I had figured out I could do was angle the stickers in such a way that I can actually apply makeup to fill in her face. Because the makeup does not have this opacity issue. It's not going to just blur everything. So first, let's go back to the first sticker. I'm going to set the angle to -45. And let's move this down. So move vertically will be -14. Right. Now for the second sticker, I will set the vertical angle to 45. I will move it down to -14. And this time I'll also move the horizontal angle to -50 to move the sticker behind her. So there is still a little bit of green on her face, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before. Now let's go for the arms. I'll select the location to her left arm. Well, let's leave the color for now. I'm going to angle this to -12. And I will move it vertically down, -16. And set the horizontal angle to 25, so it'll be shiny onto the left side of her body. And so here's the sticker. And as you can just make out, it's right along the jawline, which is a nice place for it to stop. So let's fix the color up, 420. Let's do the same for the right arm. Select location. I'll change the color. I think I need to control the D-pad is not working very well. Alright. So I'll set the horizontal angle to -25. I will set the angle to 12. And we'll move it down to -16. And once more, it is angled right along the jawline. I feel like I can still fix this up a bit. No? -14, -45. Because I don't actually recall seeing any green on her face the last time I did this, so I must have messed up something somewhere. Well, I won't worry about this right now. So to try and match this up a little bit cleaner, I'm going to move to Face Paint 31. And again, with the opacity issue, you're not going to really match up the colors perfectly, at least not the bright colors. For example, the color of the sticker I used was 420 saturation 0. If we were to try this with the face paint, 4 across, 20 down, saturation 0, it is way too dark. It does not match at all. So for this, I figured 14 across, 29 down, it's a little bit on the bluish side. I set the saturation to 3, and that's a bit of a closer look. So 14, 29, and 3, and then one more. Alright. Now I've got I went through the Poison Ivy creation last week, so if this doesn't look quite right, everything came out fine last week, so just look at that stream. But at least with the makeup, it is technically covering up her lips, but at least it maintains a dark color, so it went from being dark red to dark green. And you still get the eyeshadow, the eyelashes. So for the most part, she still resembles Ivy Valentine. She doesn't look like this plastic mannequin. And so if you want to maintain the facial integrity, yeah, you will have to try to angle the sticker away from the face. But this particular method still covers up the rest of her body. You know what? I am really, really, really stubborn. Something still does not feel right for me, so let's finish off the stream with double checking my work. Alternatively, it's possible I just need to update my notes. So, minus 14. Move horizontally 0. Vertical angle is 45. Horizontal angle is negative 50. Well, I suppose I might have had I moved it up too high. Yeah, see, that's a bit better. So the sticker does not show up on her face anymore. Just down at her legs. And this is why I made a clone, so to speak. Let's double check my work here. No. Move vertically -14. Vertical angle -45. Okay, that's freaky. That is... Is that not literally what I just did? Yeah. Sometimes the game just plays tricks on you, so I guess that's one way to finish up the stream, because I've already gone just over an hour. So hopefully, as poorly explained as I did, I've given you some tips on how to position stickers in certain spots by making use of projection, notably holding down the left stick to project that light down to get an idea of where the sticker is if you can't see it, and having to deal with the opacity issue when it comes to light colored stickers. So until next week.